Well, here we are. It's spring. It's the equinox, March 21st on the Dodger Game channel. And I want to resume part of the theme or a couple of the items that I was recently discussing. I'm going to continue on the insanity of LDS theology and question, are mainstream ex-Mormon activists entrenched in an Illuminati mind control trap? Does that sound wild enough? Well, I believe it was my most recent video, I was noticing how John DeLynn, in his interview with Tara Westover, continuously used the opportunity to exploit the fact that her parents were, if not just a bit eccentric, somewhat nutty and irresponsible in their treatment of certain issues, such as the abuse she received from her brother, which it seems that they ignored, and a little overboard on their approach possibly to medical remedies for some instances that are on the severe side and might be benefited by a hospital. So they were into home birth and herbal medicine and those sorts of things, but in a degree and to a degree and in a fashion that seemed well, a little unreasonable at times, at least a little unreasonable, in my mind at least. So everything was touted as alternative to the mainstream theme, that everything that is mainstream is good. Mainstream public education, mainstream is Western medicine, herbal medicine, Chinese medicine, that's just alternative. And follow the leader, follow the authority figures, the doctors, the teachers, the presidents of the country. Do whatever your leaders are telling you to do, which is exactly what they've been telling us in the LDS Church. And people like John and others have recognized and discussed aspects of mind control that are used in the church with regard to behavioral control and information control and that sort of thing, and somehow seem oblivious to it when it comes to applying the same types of follow the leader principles that we see in society, where authority is given saying President Nelson, President Uchtdorf, President Trump, trust your doctor, trust George Bush, trust Dick Cheney. I'm quoting Gordon B. Hinckley basically there, where he said to follow our leaders, they knew so much more than we did, and he endorsed bombing everyone in Baghdad there, which turned out to be mass murder of people that had absolutely zero to do with 3 towers coming down in New York, 2 of them hit by planes and 1 of them just feeling sympathetic apparently. So why are these people oblivious to this sort of a thing? And why do they continue to tout the same sort of follow the leader stuff as we were told in Mormonism? My question is it possible that there's a controlled resistance not only in everything else, according to the usefulness of the Hegelian dialectic principle, which is used by those who are in power in society, people who operate at the top levels of government, banking, business, religion, politics, medicine, psychology, and education? Just coincidences, right? And so I've noticed that all of these people involved with the feminism as being either true or false, that I pay attention to on the internet generally, whose YouTubes I comment on, and all seem to be in a club, except I'm not in the club, so I'm crybabying about it, right? We've got John DeLynn. This is telling us she believes in Mormonism, but she seems to be thinking a little too hard to stay Mormon. And I like Hallie. I think she's honest. Who knows? She's writing a book. Or she's publishing a book, and it should be out next month, I think. Now we got these shills here, starring Quack. Okay, had a little technical difficulty. So, Greg Trimble, as we know, I did a series of videos responding to Greg's rehash or copycatting of Hugh Nibley's defense of the Book of Mormon, based on the false premise that if we can't prove where Joseph Smith came up with the information, then it must be true. And